There's something coming through around trust. Yeah, it's like this trusting of yourself. It's like a deep inner trusting. Your instincts, your inherent instincts. Sometimes when we trust our instincts, we have to walk into the direction of the unknown. And that can feel like a confusing cloud, like a dead end. And in physical world reality, a dead end is like symbolic of an ending, obviously. The abyss, the great nothingness. And there's fear in that because it's possible that we may have been conditioned to believe that things that are unknown are to be feared, but it's in the giving over to the unknown is where we find the expanse. And spiritually, a dead end is symbolic of freedom, of fresh starts, of clean slates, of new beginnings, of play, of excitement, because it's in the dead end, in that ever expanding space that every single thing is now possible. When it's looked at through a certain lens. And the unknown is waiting, is what I'm hearing. The unknown is ready, it's available. And that, back to that trust, that it is going to be about trust. Right before I closed my eyes, there was a stop sign that was prominent, and now I see it behind my eyes, and it's feeling like a sign. When you're called to move, when you're called to react, stop is the guidance that I'm hearing. When everything in you wants to move, stop, pause, breathe, listen. There's nothing that you have to do. I feel like that car driving by was like a passing thought. Because that's what thoughts are. They're just passing, We choose to make meaning out of them. We choose to react. We choose to latch on to certain emotions, and we choose to suffer. But just consider the possibility that when we stop, we're actually getting out of the way, and we're asking Spirit to do what it does, which is bring things into form. And there's so much less that we have to be doing. And I'm really just hearing that now is the time. Now is the time, but now will always be the time, because now is the present moment. We have to reckon with the hard places about ourselves so that we can just exist in the present. Because until we do that, we're stretched in either direction, past, future. And in that expansive space of the moment is known. Trusting in the unknown in order to arrive at what you've always deeply known. It's like quieting everything we thought we knew in order to remember what we know. And when we quiet every single thing that we know, it is like the most beautiful feeling of love, of self, of others. There goes another thought, just passing by. There's such a difference between the voice of the heart and the voice of the mind. This collective is aware of that, but there are times that we still do sometimes forget about the connection between the head and the heart, and that it's not that one is better than the other, but that there is no way to completely silence one or the other. So it's around connecting that channel and allowing your head and your heart to work in balanced harmony. And when that happens, your true essence, your true loving nature has nowhere else to go but into the space where it belongs. And it's gonna take some time, but you just have to trust. Yeah, my hands are tingly. You gotta trust in the timing of your life. You gotta trust in your own gifts, your own tools. You have to remember that you've always been good. And so you're gonna continue to be good. I think you're about to level into a space of newness. I'm just really getting that, like, you've done a lot of reflecting during this time. You've really come into resonance with, like, your intention and what it is that you want and who you are and how you are. And I think it's getting heavier and heavier to take on expectations and kind of the judgments and what it might mean to be fully authentically expressed in this new way that you're seeing. And the energy that has to get mixed up in order for, a friend of mine was referring to this the other day. I don't want to bring myself into this. A friend of mine was referring to this the other day. In order to build a new foundation of a building, excuse me, there's going to be a clearing of a throat chakra for you. You're going to communicate. You're going to be clearing your throat in order to communicate from your heart. Yeah, and I just felt my voice kind of go down an octave too. I feel like I just grounded in to that deeper understanding that I am communicating a channeled message, and now I think I'm becoming the message now. Interesting. Now I'm on a different channel, so I forgot what I had just said, but maybe I'll come back to it. When we ground ourselves in what we know, yeah, that's what it was. When we ground ourselves in what we know, we lay a foundation and a groundwork for who we are, how we are, where we're going. And our intention might mix up and stir the soil, the foundation of the current structure. But that has to happen in order to either build like an extension onto what there is that exists inside of, I'm just hearing like a system, like your system, maybe a system that you've built or a system that you want to build that has multiple kind of offshoots. And you have to stir the foundation. You have to stir up the soil or like break out a wall or in order to build onto it or lay the new foundation. Or maybe, and I don't know if this resonates for this collective, but breaking down a building where there is one and then building an entirely new one. Okay? That is resonant. That's resonant for me in my personal life. So maybe that's just me. Or maybe there's someone out there that relates. Maybe that's for someone there. You know, we are just all reflections of one another, so there you have it. And yeah, now I'm feeling this energy of the rain, the cleansing nature of kind of even the seasons turning over now. We're coming into spring. There's something that's kind of like a hermit energy around winter, the hibernation, cuffing season. Maybe some of you are going through shedding, breakups, divorces, or, you know, maybe you're having children.Maybe you're getting married. Maybe there's new things that are being brought into the world, new businesses, new intentions, new discoveries, deeper awarenesses. You know, anything that's new, right? Where it's a cycle. So out with the old, in with the new, maybe in with more new. Maybe the old circles back around. Nature. And in this moment, you know, where I am, this cleansing energy of the rain these last few days, right? We can feel like it affects our mood, the weather, the timing of our lives. But just know that just like the weather, things are passing storms. And when we learn to exist inside of the storm with a gentle, open, compassionate, loving nature, we navigate the storms a little bit differently, and we actually see that the storms are necessary in order to inform the rainbow on the other side, the sunshine, the flowers. You know, we got to have the April showers to bring the May flowers. Mayflower just came to my mind, the ship like the Mayflower. Maybe you're setting sail to new uncharted territories, new destinations, and just like Christopher Columbus, or like, you know, I don't know, listen, you know, colonizer obviously, but like you're gonna be, sorry, take that if it resonates. You are going to be setting sail to a new, uncharted destination, and you are going to strike gold. And when you get there, you're not going to wreak any havoc. You're not going to cause any trouble. You're just going to discover new land, and you're going to create a more harmonious world because of it. Because really, it's the journey. The journey out is actually the journey in. And it's that long road around the world, or around your world, right? That might be your block in your neighborhood, or maybe around the world in your mind, right? Or in either way, it's a constant remembering, as I mentioned earlier, to just come back to what is more in alignment with who you are now. But who you are now is actually more you than you've ever been. And that's not because you had to become more you. It's because you had to create space to detach from even the structural identity of what and how you thought you were. And that is brave work. That is difficult work. That is brave work. You are making the world a better place because of that work, because of that intention to self. We don't realize how much our vibration affects the world around us. Even without anything being said, there are things being felt. There are trillions of ways to experience a given moment. Trillions. We can make trillions of meanings out of any given situation. And I think that I don't want to think. It's because it's such a beautiful endeavor to be on this path as a human, and journeying towards deeper understanding of self. And the reason that this collective is so dedicated to that mission is because there's this deep human desire to understand why. What is all this? Why are you here? What's our purpose? What does all of this mean? And we are so curious, just inherently. Like, we can't stop being curious, and it can be stressful. But I think you know why you're here. what I'm hearing. You know why you're here. Coming into alignment with our authenticity is a gentle process. It can be a gentle process if we let it. And in that same vein, there's nothing that we have to force. The idea of raising our vibration. When we raise, the word raise feels like work, right? Gotta raise the bar, gotta raise the stakes, gotta raise the price. But raising our vibration is more of a drop in to the high vibration that already is. And it feels so uncomfortable to let go. Just give yourself that peace. We aren't taught this. And as I say it, my monkey brain wants so bad, just like that passing car, the thought, I can see it. It wants me to think spending time in my car, sending this heartfelt message to the collective is a waste of time. But I know in my heart that there's no time. There's no time. And in fact, I'm expanding time in this timeless message that will resonate for you throughout time. It is stunning, beautiful work that you are doing here on the planet. I feel the intensity and the energy of this specific collective. And I am so intensely proud of you in the most loving, open-hearted, soulfully aligned way. You are doing incredible work here. You will continue to do incredible work here. And reminder that the idea of work, the idea of raising the bar, the idea of me calling you Christopher Columbus archetype, problematic. We make meaning out of everything. And we can either choose to let that control us and our decisions, or we can allow it to affect beautiful works of art, beautiful conversation, beautiful moments, adventures, experiences, beautiful nights into yourself, beautiful, harmonious, aligned experiences that fit your soul's specific chemistry and design. Don't fear the unknown. You've seen the way the unknown has shown you magic, so that's the final message. Trust the unknown because you know that nothing is truly unknown through the eyes of the soul. Bars.